Good morning. Hope everybody's grateful this morning. I pray before I get into any of what I want to say today. My mind is all scrambled. I ask everybody, pray for me. I pray for you. Pray that everything goes well. Alhamdulillah for all of us, especially on these Jumu'ah Fridays. On a Friday, we're supposed to supplicate more and come from our hearts with it. So I openly asking God to guide my words today, that I, touch not only my own heart, but somebody needs to hear or wants to hear what I want to say today. So I hope I'm saying the right thing. I hope I could, put some answers to some things that's going on with us all. Inshallah. So, good morning, everybody. I got a word of poetry today. Coincides with my subject today. I want to, pick the scab from a subject that I feel like I got some knowledge on. I feel like I got some experience with. I want to pick the scab a little bit on it, inshallah, if Allah allows me to do such. The reason I want to talk about it is because I think that it's time to talk about it. We got to face facts sometimes, It's because of a lot of our selfish behavior that a lot of people, and mostly ourselves, we hurt. We hurt our situations. We hurt other people. We bleed in our depressions and the things that's going on with us, all over situations that could be life-changing situations, but we don't give it a chance to change our lives. We'd rather stay stuck, per se. Anyway, we're going to get into it, inshallah, on the flip side of this week's word of poetry. This poem I'm going to choose today is called Overdose. So anybody out there in addiction land, recovery land, anybody dealing with some kind of addiction to something, substance, alcohol, gambling, sex, porn, whatever it is, we all have our personal bags that we go in. I dedicate this poem to you, and I dedicate, this talk today to finding answers to why we are addicted to these things. Something that's going to help us really, really wake up and look for a way out. And today I'm talking to the people with a mustard seed of faith and hope that maybe there's something left inside of you, a last chance, a last dollar, a last situation, a last hope that you can and will change. Things will change. It don't always have to be dark and gloomy in this world of addiction. I know it's hard. I know it's a struggle, but we're going to talk about it today. I'll talk to y'all on the flip side. We're going to get into it. Inshallah. So again, this is Finding Humility Through Change. This is this week's word of poetry. It's called Overdose.
Late nights draw dimmer and my mind gets weaker every time the lampstand flickers. We are all cities on hilltops, we can't be hidden. Substances are a crazy thing, both addicting and a deterrent. It's the thoughts that are deadly, and fighting against yourself is like swimming against the current. Isolation is more common when friends become upset. Paranoia is more prevalent when loved ones become suspects. I'm sorry, Mom, but my time is fleeting. Someone save my soul because my spirit is sinking. Each and every week I dream that I can keep breathing, but every thought I have has me one step closer to ODing. I'm scared of freedom. I'm scared to change. I'm scared of God, I took the blame. My heart is heavy, my soul is sad. I used to think that I was all I had. I would call, and silence was the one who answered. Sadness is like a cancer, but it's silent, so it's never treated. I'm sorry that anger was the one who spoke to you. I'm sorry the depression was the one who wrote to you. Please forgive me. Please pray for me. Please talk to me. Please ask me how I'm doing because I'm not okay. I need someone to be who I don't want because I don't want who I really need. OD stands for only down because I'm down but never out. So don't worry, Mom. I'll be back. I know there's love, but I need affirmation. I'll be okay, just know it's complicated. Tell who you love that you love them regardless if they believe you, as long as you believe yourself. If you're scared of ODing, just know that you're not scared all by yourself. We are all down together in the same basement, searching for the same key just to escape it. We've got each other, even if we're all twisted. We all have thoughts of death and we're all demented. We are all different, but your story is our story. So tell the ones that you love them before it's over.
It was quick. It was simple. Alhamdulillah. It was quick. It was simple. But it's deep. Alhamdulillah. Welcome back, y'all. We're going to get into it, inshallah. It's been bothering me. So before I get into any talk about recovery, addiction, solutions, problems, why this or why that, I want to come up with what I always come up with, the best of me, with the truth of it all. You know, I believe that, or it's believed that, you know, they have a 12-step program. When I was in my addiction, there's a 12-step program, and I believe it works. If you work it, if you work anything, you know, practicingly, it'll start to show progress. But you have to be willing. You have to give effort. It has to be some effort or some willingness on our behalf. Gotta want to change. Gotta want to do better. Gotta, you know, have that drive, inshallah, per se. But anyway, for me, I think I've said this before, I only needed the first 2 steps. And I believe, me personally, it should have been the other way around. You know, because the most important thing to any person, and again, I'm talking to the people with that mustard seed of faith that still lingers inside of the soul, and through all the darkness and vicissitudes that life be lifing and throwing our way, some of us still have that hope. You know, but I believe that we looking for it, the hope, the light, the silver lining in all of our, you know, sadness and depression, and why we doing or addicted to the things that we are addicted to. And everybody has their bag. But we looking for a silver lining in the wrong area. And so our enemy, and I have to be frank and real, inshallah, God willing, our enemy traps us in rooms in our minds or in, you know, facade-like situations. And we keep going every day, every moment, every time, to the illusion that that thing, person, place, or thing is better for us. Like a cigarette. Some of us break our necks to have a cigarette, when, you know, just to calm our. It's something going on in the mind and the soul that shouldn't be there. What am I getting at? The first thing that, like, what worked for me ain't gonna work for everybody else. But again, I'm talking to the people with the mustard seed of faith. Hear me out, inshallah. Be patient with me today, because the subject that I'm trying to bring today, it's a really, really, really touchy subject for me. It's a serious subject for me, and it's a serious subject that I see bleeding all over the people that I love, in my family, outside of my family, and wherever I go. It's a ripple effect, this thing of addiction. And if we don't tackle it properly, if we don't approach it with respect, and if we don't approach it with understanding, then we're gonna fall apart in it. And it's never gonna be a cure for our sicknesses. And so the first step for me was that I had to come to terms with my relationship with God was broken. Something in life, or one of the many tests that he told Abraham he had to sacrifice his son to show the true love that was necessary for a believer to have. You really love me, then you gotta go and imagine that, you know. So my point is, God will put you through some things to show you, or for you to show him that you really got what it takes to be hired per se, and be on his team, literally, figuratively, emotionally, strongly, willingly, right? You got to really, really go through some things and have some kind of jacket or some kind of resume to show that, you know, when he sends you or puts you in a situation to do his work, you got the wisdom, the experience, you got the knowledge, you got the know-how, you got what it takes to do what you being called upon to do. You don't run and flee like a coward to something else other than his majesty. So anyway, so for me, my relationship with the one I said I loved the most was broken. My relationship, or my understanding of who he really is, or what he is, and how he, you know, moves, you know, in the mysterious, beautiful, amazing, you know, justified way that he moves in our lives and in our families' lives at large. We are on his planet. We are on his time. Subhanallah, right? So we got to move accordingly. And when the rain comes, when we expecting sunshine, that's when, you know, you're being tested. Sometimes the most. So I realized, and I knew, you know, in the depth of my addiction, that my relationship with my higher power, my Lord, my God, my creator, my sustainer, it was gone. I haven't been practicing. I wasn't nowhere around people who love God or like God or talk about God. I was, you know, knee deep in the games per se. On the block, trying to get my next fix, trying to lie to the next person, hide my addiction. I was trying to, you know, everything was okay as long as I had my twists, as we say. Everybody got their little twist that they do that makes them feel euphoric or high or okay. It numbs the pain away that's inside, because most of the time, if you get down to the nitty gritty of addiction, it's something that cracked the soul. It cracked your heart. It broke it. It broke you. It did something to you which the devil has us cornered off inside of ourselves, and we're not bringing out the real version of who we really are. We hide behind an addiction, a substance, something holding us back from being the beautiful, beautiful, amazing people that we really can be. And so I found out that and I'm using my own experience from addiction, because I am, you're always going to be an addict. You're one step away every day from regressing and going back, you know, any little thing, because if you don't stay close to the one who made you, to the strongest of the strong, the King of Kings. I don't care how you put it, accept it or not, it's the truth. Anyway, my relationship with it was broken. The second thing I knew, in order to find the answer to why the jail was a revolving door, and why all my relationships got broken, and why I always found myself, you know, in situation that always had me, relapse. I want to use the word relapse, because that's what happens. We look for any old excuse to go run back to what we used to. And before long, time goes by, your weight goes down, your family and friends no longer around. The soap and water, I guess they just become a thing of the past, because you can smell sometimes addiction on people. You can see it, you could just read it. As much as, you know, we believe that we can hide it from the world, because that's another thing, denial, right? Denial is a big part of addiction. But anyway, so I realized that if I don't admit to myself, if I don't really, really come to terms with myself, that, you know, it's only one way off the planet, and that's through death. Death is inevitable, and it could come to us. And if I keep playing with my time and this thing called addiction that my mom gonna get that inevitable phone call. Somebody I love and respect and does not want to see me be, I don't even want her to, the last person you want to see is somebody you highly love and respect to see you at your lowest point inside of your high, geeked out, all messed up off of, when you go hide somewhere in your corner and, indulge in your twists, be it heroin, crack, cocaine, whatever it is, wet, whatever it is. But when you at the peak of that situation, the last thing you want is for your kids to walk in on you or somebody you love to see you in that situation. It's like something, the scariest thing that you can fathom. And so I had this fear that if I don't do something about it, I'm a die out here on these streets. I'm a be a statistic, because that's what happens when you trapped in the world of addiction. You get, thinking that you can handle it, thinking that, it's people out here for the quick buck. They'll put battery acid inside of a bag and sell it to you without no regard, with a smile on your face, like they love you and they so happy for you and this and that. But it's so many people that'll burn you. It don't always have to be poison. It don't always have, it'll just burn you and sell you soap, give you soap, or have you put you on a double mission that'll get you killed, knowing that all you care about is some people that know that all you care about or all we care about is getting our twists and our fix. And so they'll send us on dummy missions. Like it's like back in the day, they used to say, when somebody hands you a pack, you're going to take it to the corner for them. That was the old heads way of saying, stay away from the block to get you off the block. And it worked, you know what I mean? You can't trust everybody. Anyway, it's another thing. But it was surrendering and understanding that my relationship with God was broken. And if my relationship with God is broken, I ain't never going to have a right relationship with none of the rest of the creation. If my relationship with the Creator is broken, then all my relationships with His creation, because He the one that got the last say so in it. So why would He put an addict like me or a situation like mine or ours into a situation and allow us to play, keep on playing games with, real situations that He probably has in store for us. But we want to be in the storm all the time. We put ourselves there, right? And I wanted to begin, I had so many, I wanted to jump right into it, right? And say this. It's a story for all of us addicts. It's a well-known story. Two of them. One is, and I'm going to get back to what I was saying, inshallah. One is a man or a person stood before His Majesty in a dream. In the dream, he got to stand before God. However, he didn't see God, but he was approached by God. He knew He was talking. When God talking to you, right? So it says that it says that per se, he's in the dream, he's talking to God, and he got a chance to open up his heart and ask, "Why did you let this happen to me? None of my family, none of you start complaining about why you let this happen. Why did that happen? And complaining. Why you allow such and such to hurt me? Why did you allow my dad to touch me? Why did you allow Fulan to, why did you allow my mom to go away and my dad to catch cancer? And why did you still complaining? Why you let these things happen to me?" As an answer to why, God turned around and asked him, "Well, why did you allow it to happen to yourself?" Talking about addictions, preferably and specifically. Why did you put yourself in that situation? You knew you ain't supposed to be around those people. You ain't supposed to be doing those things. You know better. You were taught better. You got better. You had better common sense than that. Why do you allow it to happen to yourself? Second thing was, when it comes to addiction, it's either you going to stop and leave it alone, go through what you're going to go through, or you're going to keep playing with it and lying to yourself until the time run out. Subhanallah, right? But so the police pulled the guy over. Guy gets up to his car. Guy looks out of his car. He got him out of the car, and he grabbed his blackjack and just started whacking him all in the side of his head. Whap, whap. whop, whop, but beating him just whipping him. And the guy trying to block the wax, and he goes, the cop goes, you want me to stop or you want me to slow down? Same thing with addiction, right? It ain't no slowing down. You can take a little bit or a lot of it. It's still intoxicating the mind, deterring the soul, deterring us from our true purpose in life and what we really supposed to be as his creation, as somebody's parent, guardian, sibling, loved one, husband, spouse. You know, a lot of the storms that are in our lives would be easier to handle and manage if we really fessed up and really understood that it's because of us that thing is happening. Our twists we got to have our twists and our addictions, and we make people, bend their lives and bend, what they going through to accept us for who what we are. And it's painful, to the ones that we love. You want to answer to why all of these teens are out here, or children are out here with this anger, and they frustrated, and they got a lot of things going on broken inside, because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for somebody to come and tell you that they saw your mom on 4th Street tricking in the car with a total stranger. It's embarrassing for somebody to come and say they saw your father with or another, the things that you hear about somebody that you love, and it's painfulness and embarrassment. They don't want to hear that type of stuff. They don't want to see that type of thing going on. A'udhu billah. May Allah, allow us to really, 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 open up. Bear with me. It's embarrassing. So they angry. These teens, these young, kids, they really angry with addictive parents that are addicted to a substance or two or whatnot. The lifestyle. Sometimes it's just the lifestyle. The one person that they want the most to change is us. And until we change, we don't realize how damaging it is to not only our own lives, but the lives of the people around us. Again, if God ain't the reason why one of us or all of us should change and put down our addictive behaviors and or our addictions, then nothing under God is going to be good enough for us to do it. It's always going to be an excuse to keep on doing it. Until, again, death comes. But death is the easy part, because you still got to stand before God and be questioned as to why you didn't do what he put you on this earth to be and do. SubhanAllah. But if your faith ain't enough, your broken relationship with your higher power ain't enough to want to change, become a change, aspire to change and do something about what is the problem. Why we lie so much, why we can't, be better men, better husbands, why we can't be better fathers, better mothers, why we can't be better teachers, because a lot of times the people you look up to the most be addicted to the hardest substances on the low. Why? Because one, again, our relationship with our higher power is broken. We haven't been there to talk to him. We don't repent. We don't take it as serious as we supposed to take it. We don't respect it as we should respect it. We're not putting our faith and what we believe into practice. All of that stuff count. When you stay away from something that's helping you, when you stay away from light for so long, eventually, little by little, and a lot by a lot, the darkness take over. If you stay away from the light too long, darkness is starting to take its place. And before long, we make excuse for those darknesses. And then we start to blame the light for why we are stuck in the darkness, if that makes any sense. But So, and until we really, really come to terms with the fact I got a problem, I got to stop. Maybe I need to chill. Maybe I need to pump my brakes. Maybe I need to, take a look at how damaging my addiction or our addictions are to not only myself, my life, my betterment, our future, our near future, but how it's affecting the people around me that love me. And before we want to change those things, we'd rather just not care. I don't care if you stop talking to me. I don't care if I lose this. I don't care if I lose that. And before long, we find ourselves by ourselves, and we swear the devil is our friend. We all know who our devils are. Everybody got their bag and everybody got their twist. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. And we have to want to get out of that realm, man. You have to, you want to be confident when you wake up, happy that you, at least for today, right? I don't know about yesterday and I don't know about tomorrow but at least for today, I can say I tried to do something about what's hurting me, what's hurting us, my love, my family, my friends. Or if it's just you, then you can look yourself in the mirror and smile and say that you gave an effort, a valiant effort to really, really do away with your demon. But I wanted to address it today because that's what I wanted to talk about this week, addiction. It goes into a deep, 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 deep situation. And everybody got their situations different, but all of us are affected by it. The denial part of it, denying that you got a problem, even with weed. They say it ain't that deep, and this and that. They try, laughing like it's funny. But if you turn and look while you smoking, you blowing the smoke all in your baby face. Or somebody else's baby ain't paying attention to the situation. And the devil loves that type of stuff. Baby crawling around, picking stuff up, putting stuff all in his or her mouth, and sickening. We don't care. All we care about is getting high, talking about nothing, doing, overlooking the fact that it's still an addiction, and we can all be in better time, in better situation. Allahu Alam. If we really, really come up with excuses as to say that something is better than living a life of faith, then it's something really wrong there, man. It's a major discord there. If we can fathom up the words to say, that's for them, that's for you, that's not for me. God ain't for you, right? The right thing ain't for you. Honesty ain't for you. Betterment ain't for you. And if we can come up with an excuse that you don't know my situation and you don't know what I've been through, why not talk about it? Why not find help? Why not write it down or look for, an answer to your brokenness? Why not trust somebody to come and sit down and pray with them? It say pray until something happens. You can't just do away with his majesty. It don't work that way. God to keep knocking on your door with situations until you give him the respect he deserves. SubhanAllah, again, death is he'll let everybody around you die. Let all situations go on around you. If and until you give and recognize. Sometimes you come to realization that he's real when you somewhere by yourself and OD is ready to take your life and your soul is right at the peak epitome of just coming out of your body. Now you want to believe in God, huh? Now you want to call out to him, huh? Subhanallah. So I don't know. It was that deep for me. I don't know about nobody else. I don't know about nobody else. I can only talk about what happened with me. I found myself in those situations, man. Life be life, and the more we put his majesty and truth and fatherhood and being good teachers and examples, big brothers, uncles, we put all that on the back burner to be a drug addict. an alcoholic. We put all that stuff before the right thing and wonder why we can't get right. Nothing going right for us. But we blame everybody else but ourselves and what we really putting everybody else through, including firstly ourselves. We're putting ourselves. Why would we have the audacity to try to blame God when we know deep down inside of our souls, it's because of our own hands that we are in some of the craziest situations that we in today. Our own hands. Because we gotta have it. Huh? We gotta this is how crazy it is, right? And I'm just putting it out there. Allah knows best. Maybe something we can say and help each other, right? But you know how crazy it is to really be so deep into our addictions that we overlook how beautiful our children really are. Their talents, their smiles, their grades that their efforts to be, some of these beautiful children, right, in the world, going through all kinds of hurdles to try to get our attention. But because of our selfishness and because of our pride, they'd rather slap them in the face, push them out the way, overlook them, or just totally outright abandon them. It's really an issue there, man. It's really a issue there. That if we can't see the beauty in the things that God already gave us, our children, our families, and we overlooking that beauty for a needle, a pipe, some loud pills, a substance abuse, like that's really more important than me, Mom. That's really more important than me, Dad. Why are you not here? Where are you? Why are you? Wake up. Wake up. SubhanAllah. We want that harsh reality. Some of us so selfish that we putting that kind of burden on our children. They got to walk in the room one morning to my mom or father overdose, shot, hurt, beat up because of our addictions. And they got to live scarred like that for the rest of their lives and don't know the detriment it has on their progress in life. It's this thing of addiction. Ain't nothing to be played with. It's not a joke. Either we're going to do away with it and give God the amazing respect that he deserves and allow him to come in and heal our hearts in the process. Your course, anything worth having, there's going to be some tests, there's going to be some struggle. You might even throw up, you might have, but you're going to have, God going to put people in your path to help you get through it. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but listen, you're going to get there. You're going to change is going to come, and you're going to be humbled with the experience to want to go back and help your fellow man get out of it. That's the thank you, because we'll never be able to thank. I know personally, I would never be able to thank God enough for what he brought me through already. My life has been nothing but a roller coaster, up and down, this and that. And I'm still standing here screaming, God is the greatest. Proud. And I want to. You ain't got to pay me. You ain't got to give me nothing. The first chance I get to any ear open, I'm telling you how I got through it and how you can get through it too if you just give it a chance. But it has to be some effort on our behalf. We have to look in the mirror deeply at oneself and admit that I'm broken. I got a problem. I got an issue that need to be tended to. Sometimes it's as deep as just maybe apologizing to yourself for destroying your own self. Things happen. You trusted the wrong person. You trusted the wrong situation. You shouldn't have been in it. And it took 10, 20 years from you. But it don't mean that you can't change. It don't mean that you can't become something better. Again, the experience gained is amazing. I don't know about anybody else, but I used to go, and I haven't been in a while, but to some of these meetings to hear some of these stories, some alumni, some people, man, when they tell you their story, you never stop crying. It'll only strengthen your faith and put you on the path to righteousness, man. And you won't look back. Once it's in you, once you get over the hump, once you get over that initial brokenness of, the struggle of releasing yourself, it's like breaking your bond with the devil. A'udhu billah, God curse him. But once you break that bond and you'll be all right without it, you never go back. For what? Who wants to go back to that person? I hate to talk about it, but I have to talk about it in order for everybody, the children to understand, the audience that you're giving, whoever it is you're trying to help get out of that situation, because it's a situation, man. Death, this issue of fentanyl and these new drugs that they add into the drugs that are already killing people is killing them faster. And instead of the line shooting it up, they getting longer because all of these souls are so broken. Their relationships with their higher power got to make God real to them, to us, to me, to myself. You gotta understand that you gotta really, really, really take the blindfold off your heart and off your soul and know that, because some of us are such deep into our denial that we even denying God, knowing that he's real, knowing that we know it. But we got to make that real especially if it's your own son, if it's your own daughter following behind your footsteps, following behind, because some people so careless with their addiction, they leaving needles and pipes and half of bottles of rum and drugs and this and that right there. And the child stumbles onto it and so curious as to why is this substance or situation that you just love so much more important than me? And so they end up doing it right behind you. And when you got yourself together, now you got to go back and save them if you can save them, because everybody ain't you. We might look like each other, we might, but we ain't, it ain't everybody addiction. Your deep ain't my deep. And it's that deep. It's a shame, but it's possible. It hurt, but it's possible. It's possible. You have to believe it. Run. Get out of it. That's my advice today, inshallah. Attach your sobriety to your faith in God, and you won't ever look back. Just like you won't eat certain foods, you won't go and do certain things because you know that's the law of God. Sometimes it's an innate nature. It's a fitrah of a thing for a human being. But you won't break certain laws, even in your addictions you won't. But we never fathom the idea to take my sobriety when you get a moment of clarity and tie a heavy knot around your faith and your sobriety and put them both in the same knot and tie them together and walk on straight for the rest of your life. Treat it like it's like pork. I don't know, whatever you don't eat, whatever rule you won't cross. Tie your sobriety, your faith to that situation and treat them one and two imposters the same. Treat them the same way. Guarantee you it'll help you, inshallah. But no more excuses. No more excuses, man. It's heavy in our city, but it's possible. Each one teach one. pull each other up. And if you got somebody, if we got somebody in our families that are strung out on drugs, sit them down and let them know I love you, but I really, really, can we talk about it? Is it something I can do? What's broken in your soul? I take you and we could read the book together if you want, but I need you to fess up to it. It ain't no secret. It's obvious. You doing something. They coming to me. They telling me this and that, but it ain't no secret. We need you in the family. We miss your smile. We miss your love. We miss your hugs. We miss trusting you and you trusting us. We miss being, brothers and sisters to one another. The day my brother told me, or a brother told me, I'd rather stay away from you. I'd rather not see you. I'd rather not talk to you than to love you so much and come around and see you broken and destroyed like that. It hurt me too much that you go to the extent of hurting me, lying to me, stealing from me, and using the love I have for you against me to get you to your addiction, whatever it is that your twist may be. I heard him say that, but it ain't hit me until after he left, and I realized I haven't been around him in so long. And I knew why now. It hurt. Act like it don't hurt. It hurt. So, think of other people. Think of how much it'll hurt them if you allowed your addiction to take your life. And they got to come identify your body along with your child or your children. Whatever it is that broke the soul and severed the tie between ourselves and our higher power is the first thing that needs to be fixed. And I'm going to tell you, it seemed the devil will make, a'udhu billah, the enemy will make it seem like the hardest thing in the world to do, when it's just as simple as a repentance. I'm sorry, my Lord. I wronged my own soul. But if you don't fix me, if you don't help me, nobody can. Nothing can. If you don't help me reach deep inside of myself, I'm sorry. Like, you got to really, really, be at the bottom, looking up, because it ain't nowhere else to go. Once you at the bottom, it ain't nowhere else to go but up. And sometimes God allow a situation to break you down to that level because he knew that's all it was going to take. And, that's what it's going to take to get you to come back to him. Then so be it. And in return, the relationship you have with your higher power, it'll never be severed again. It'll only get stronger and stronger. The more you try and practice and get closer to him, the stronger and tighter your bond will become. It'll never get broken. You won't allow it to get broken. Again, you tie in between that, your sobriety to your faith, because you know where you came from. You know how hard the struggle was or is. You know how much it hurt your son, daughter, mother, whoever it is that you really want to, honor, inshallah, because they deserve it. Because the people that we hurting and pushing away and lying to and disrespecting the most, the ones that been there for us, and they still there for us, waiting for us to get our shit together. Excuse my language, but it's real. The worst ones of addiction are the ones with money, like Richard Pryor was, per se. When I heard his story and I heard him tell his story, it make it easy for you to get all along to distract you from your greater purpose. Addiction ain't no joke, man. And God knows best. I'm Umpa Abdul Wakil. I ask that you guys make excuses for me. I don't know everything. But I know this is a heavy subject that can go on for the rest of the night. Call your people, talk to them, spread the word, I want to help you. I love you. Or I need the help. I'm ready. I remember calling my brother and I told him, God rest his soul, I was ready. He laughed. He used to joke and laugh. I miss my brother, man. Wallahi, I do. Whew. But he said, for real? He was so happy. I get my little brother back, you know? But you gotta be ready. So inshallah, carry it on. Send it out there. Talk to your people. Do something about today. And inshallah, God willing, you get it tomorrow. You know, do double the situation. But tie your sobriety to your faith. And each day you'll get stronger. It's possible. It's not impossible. We only make our enemy this big when we overlook the fact that he got to go to the same creator that we got to go to, made from the same one. And once you under God's care, per se, it ain't nothing that he can throw at you that'll get you to go back. Nothing that he banging on your door loud. I'll be damned. You say, I'll be damned. Proud of myself, you know? SubhanAllah. Gotta want to do it though, man. It take effort. Take time and effort. Anyway, that's what I wanted to come with, y'all. I wanted to talk about a little bit about addiction, where I come from, how I use my own example and some other examples. If I said anything that was ignorant, wrong, or disrespectful, I apologize. I work overnight. I haven't got a wink of sleep. I'm still fighting the good fight just like everybody else. Pray for me, I pray for you. And if I said anything positive, true, life-changing, then ask God to bless me for it, you know? And use the information. I'll see you on the other side. You don't gotta know about it. I ain't raising my hand, you know, to get any kind of recognition. I know how it feels to be alone. I know how it feels to want help and not how to ask for it. I know how it feels to, you know, put ourselves in those situations, and I don't never want to go back. And I don't want nobody I love going through that type of shit, man. It ain't no joke. Hiding it and denying it and putting on the facade, going as far as fighting and hurting and, you know, do away with the enemy. It's easy to fight him. You don't have to see him. You know when he's around. It's just, it becomes nothing. SubhanAllah. Glory be to the Most High. You know, fight back. Your life is worth it. Your situation is worth it. Your children are worth it. Your future is worth it. Your legacy is worth it. Fight back, inshallah, God willing. Anyway, this is finding humility through change. I had fun today talking about it. It's beautiful, man. Enjoy your Friday. You know, enjoy it. Do something else with your money other than wasting on, you know, the devil's lies. A'udhu billah. Do something else with your money, you know. I don't know, a lot of people, you know, breaking their necks in depression to try to get their children or their family situation with this holiday situation. And the devil only gonna make it worse when depression kicks in and it makes you feel like it's nothing is not enough. And that little bit of money that you could have got, a little small little thing to make a great big difference in somebody you love's life, you're gonna go give it to the dope man. And that's gonna break you more again. May Allah protect you from it. May Allah protect our loved ones from ODing, overdosing. That's like slow suicide, man. Anyway, find the humility to keep trying to say goodbye, but it's so much, man, with this subject. It's a subject to talk about, man. Comment, post, whatever, but I'm with it. I'm more than willing to talk about it. Anyway, it'll be a part 2 sooner or later. I'll put something together, inshallah. Right now, I just wanted to come from the heart, you know, heartfelt conversation with my city. Y'all go help y'all peoples, inshallah. And be willing to help yourself if you're the one that's stuck in it, inshallah. Yeah, this is Finding Humility Through Change. I'm Upa Abdul Wakil, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.